My name is Chris. I've been directing and editing music videos since 2012, and in this video, I'm going to be teaching y'all how to edit a music video from start to finish inside of Davinci Resolve. Let's get started. Alright guys, so the first thing that we're going to do is drag in all of our project files, which is going to be the song for the video and all of the video files we recorded for the music video. Then I'm going to make a new bin and call it used. This is where all of our used project files will eventually end up once they've been used somewhere in the timeline. I'm going to drag the song as well as the first performance take into the timeline and try to sync them up using the auto align clips feature. I'm going to click everything and go to auto align clips. Waveform track 1. This time it didn't work, so I'm gonna have to manually sync this clip up to the audio track. So I'm just gonna go through the song or the first performance take and look for a beat that I can use to easily sync it up to the actual audio file. So right here I'm just going through trying to place a marker on a very distinct beat in the song. I found one right here. So after I make sure this is lined up right, I'm gonna go to the same place in the actual timeline and align this track to that beat. Drag it in right here, boom. Now it should be synced up. It's gonna lag a little bit once I play back because I was live screen recording this while I actually edited this full music video, and it took a big hit on my system. So it made everything lag, but I just had to power through it for the purposes of this tutorial. So now we're going to go to the next clip. Right here I'm just deleting the extra audio. There's extra audio tracks that aren't needed. I'm going to do the same thing. Auto align clips, waveform, track 1, and this time it worked. So I'm going to delete that scratch audio. I'm going to click S to disable that first clip. You saw it go gray. That's just a keyboard shortcut that I have set up on my keyboard called enable. You can find it in the keyboard shortcuts if you're interested in that. So that clip synced up. So I'm just going to go through and sync up all my clips using the same method. Auto align clips, boom. And we're just going to keep going until we've synced up the whole entire music video. The next thing that we're going to want to do is simply select all of the files that we have just synced up. And we're going to drag everything up to like layer 7 or 8, somewhere around there. And then I'm going to lock the track under the last performance take. So track number 7, I'm going to lock it. So everything under this lock section is going to be my working timeline. The next thing that we're going to do is organize all of our clips and make each group easy to find by giving every group of clips a clip color. One group could be like this section of clips where he's rapping in front of this street. All of the clips that we shot right here would be its own color. So I'm going to set all of these clips to the pink color. Clip color pink. So now that's one group, so I can easily look at this timeline and know that that's the section of clips right by the street. So this next section of clips, I'm gonna give it the orange clip color. Then we're just gonna keep on going until every group on the timeline has its own individual color. Then the next thing I'm going to do is click Control N and make a new timeline. This is going to be for all of my B-roll clips, which should be the only clips left over after I drug all of my performance takes into the use bin. So I'm going to click all of these clips that are still left and drag them into the timeline. This is going to be all of my B-roll. I'm going to delete all of the audio for the B-roll, so I'm just working with the clips. I'm going to rename this timeline to B-roll so I can stay organized. Then the next thing I'm going to do is rename my assembly timeline to Assemb, because this is where my main project will be assembled. Just to stay organized, I'm going to drag all of these used files that are somewhere in the timeline into the used bin. The next thing that we're going to do is just go through our entire B-roll timeline and cut out all of the great moments that we think will help us make a better edit, and delete all of the moments that we just don't think have any potential to make it into the edit. That way, by the time we're actually assembling our video, we're not just running around blindly looking through all of our B-roll clips, being unorganized, trying to find the right moment. Then you got to go back into that clip and scrub through it again and ask yourself, did I use this? Didn't I? This just helps you stay organized and know that when you're selecting one of these selects, that it has the potential to help you make the edit that you're trying to create. Once you're done cutting out all of your favorite B-roll, the next thing that you're going to want to do is color label all the different groups of B-roll clips, just like we did in the performance shots, just to stay organized. And so again, when you're assembling your video and looking for the right B-roll, you know exactly what you're looking at when you're looking at it. Now that everything is color labeled and prepped, ready to edit, we're going to head back to the assemble timeline and click this button right here. We're going to go to display stack timelines. Then we're going to click this button to the far right corner. This is going to give us a second timeline where we're going to add our B-roll track. And now everything's organized, ready to edit. We'll be editing in the assembly timeline, but this B-roll timeline being under the assembly timeline will allow us to be able to drag our B-roll clips straight up into the working timeline, which will make everything super easy and efficient once we get to editing. Now we can officially start our edit. The first thing I like to do is build the intro of my video. Sometimes I start off with the titles of the video. Sometimes I just start off with some B-roll, but I always start off the edit by building my intro first. So right here, I'm just going through, doing all the title work and getting the intro prepped and ready to actually start cutting the music video. Now that I have a rough edit of the titles done, I'm just simply going to start dragging in some B-roll selects from the B-roll timeline to finish up the intro for our video. I'm just literally clicking on one of the clips in the B-roll timeline and dragging it straight up into the main timeline. And I'm going to do this until the intro of my video is finished. My B-roll track on the main timeline is actually going to be track number 4, so I'm just going to drag this down. The next thing we're going to do is scroll up to all of our performance takes, and we're going to start selecting some performance takes to cut into the music video. And I'm going to be alternating between cutting in B-roll and cutting in performance takes all throughout the video. Here and there I might add some small effects if I'm thinking about it and it's something that I just know that I want to do. But I'll leave most of my effect work until I'm completely done with the first draft of the music video. So yeah, this part of the process is really simple. Like I said, just go through the entire rough cut of the video, cut out some performance takes, drag those down to track 1, then add in some B-roll on track number 4. Just keep doing this. Performance takes, B-roll takes, performance takes, B-roll takes. Get all the way to the end of the video, and that's where we'll focus on effects and color grading to really take the video to that next level. Alright, now that we have a complete rough cut of the video edited, now is the time to go through and make any changes that we want to make. If we want to change out one of the performance shots or add another B-roll shot, add some effects and transitions and stuff like that, now is the time to do it. We're going to go tidy up the video. This process is really simple. Most of the bulk of the work is already done. You can watch the video from start to finish. Now we're just adding some sauce to it and making it better. So again, just go through the whole video, add in some effects, some transitions, and then once you're done with that, it's time to color grade. So yeah guys, that's exactly how I edit a music video from start to finish within Davinci Resolve. I know it's a lot to take in such a short video, but editing can take sometimes 8 hours, 12 hours. It just really depends on the project, so it's a lot to try to cram in. But it's a super simple workflow. Just start out by organizing all of your clips, sync up your performance takes to the audio using the auto sync feature, color label all your clips to stay organized. Then you're going to go in, cut out all of your B-roll selects, and then you're going to start assembling your video by starting out with building an intro. Then once you have the intro built, you just go through cutting out some performance takes, layering in some B-roll, alternating between performance, B-roll, get to the very end, go back through the whole entire video, add your effects and transitions. Then once you're done with that, you're going to color grade your video, and then boom, you have an amazing music video that's ready to show the world what you've created. And if you want to know anything else, like any kind of effect tutorials, some color grading tutorials or anything like that, just drop me a comment and let me know what you want to learn, and I'll see you guys in the next video.